Hello everyone, I'm back with the next video in the series of Canadian Immigration Simplified for Newbies. Okay, Saskatchewan. This is where we stopped the previous video when we were discussing about PNP programs. PNP is the most often heard word when we talk about Canadian immigration because most people who do not make it to the express entry often try to find out ways to meet the requirements of PNP programs. There are various provinces in Canada, like 10 provinces and 3 territories, and every province has its own immigration program being floated. But there is no consistency in draws like the express entry. Express entry draws take place once in a fortnight. So every fortnight there's a draw. But these provinces, they conduct draws depending upon requirements. There are several factors that are not known to people. So we cannot expect a draw. We cannot predict that. Yeah, it's very difficult to do so. So every province has requirements. And these requirements are different. People usually trick you when you go to a consultant. You ask them about your prospects to immigrate to Canada, and then they evaluate your profile and see that you're not eligible for express entry. They'll say PNP. Yeah, we will apply for PNP. Most people feel that if you are not eligible for express entry, you can easily apply for PNP. Anybody can go for PNP. Anybody can meet the requirements because PNP is easy. This is the biggest myth. PNP is far more difficult than the express entry program. Okay, because for the express entry program, if you are aged around 30 years, have a master's degree, then you can manage it if you can score the IELTS score of CLB 9 or 10. Okay, if you can't score that, you can try, you can work on that, you can take a year and somehow try to enhance your skills. Or if you don't have a master's degree, you can somehow try to study, work hard, and get your master's, things like that. Even PNP program without master's is extremely difficult because over there you get points for your education as well. So people say British Columbia is accepting applicants. British Columbia needs a job offer. Okay, in the same way, provinces like Alberta need local connection, job offers, or you need to have some kind of connection with the New Brunswick. Okay, same kind of a system. Ontario selects candidates from the express entry pool directly. So anyone who is around 460, with a CRS score of 460, and has IT background, like you are a computer engineer or software engineer or a software developer, programmer, then there are chances that you will be selected by Ontario. You'll be invited to apply for the Ontario Immigration Nomination Program, OINP. You cannot voluntarily apply for that. So when we narrow down all those things, so this is not possible, that's not possible, they need you to study. Okay, Nova Scotia, they want you to study over there. They have a plan for either a job, people with job offer, or people with education of that province, like they have studied in that particular province. So it's not that easy. We are left with only Saskatchewan. Therefore, you see, most people try to apply to the program that's offered by Saskatchewan. It's not easy. What are the requirements? What's the eligibility? Like last time I've discussed in the previous video that there's a huge difference between eligibility and you being picked up from the pool. Eligible, someone who meets the bare minimum requirements. Bare minimum requirements like 1 year experience, you have it. The lowest IELTS score that's acceptable to them, you have it. The lowest level of education that's acceptable to them, you have it. Okay, that's the eligibility. Every person who is eligible will not be selected. You need to be on the top. You should be extraordinary. Okay, you should try to reach the highest score. Only then you will be selected. Only then you will be nominated. Okay, so let us see how to calculate the points. You are awarded points for age, education, work experience, language test, and local connection. Okay, these things you need to remember. I'll show you here. If you are 34 years old or less, younger than that, then you get 12 points for your age. Okay, and if you are between 35 and 45 years, you get 10 points for your age. And if you are between 46 and 50, you get 8 points for your age. That's it. If you cross 50, you don't get any points for your age. So this is how it is. 12 is the maximum points you can get under the age category. Okay, so the eligibility is that you can be in any age group. Okay, so if you are 52, you can apply, but you don't get any points for your age. Secondary school diploma is the lowest qualification needed. 1 year's work experience is the lowest work experience needed. There are two programs in Saskatchewan PNP. One is the express entry category, wherein you need to have an express entry profile, even if you don't get selected there. So let's say you have a CRS score of 370, 380, 350, but still you need to have an active express entry profile. So in that case, you need to have a CLB7 IELTS score, which you will definitely have if you have an express entry profile. CLB7 means 6 bands in each module of all the 4 modules. And if you are applying under the occupation in demand category, you need to have an IELTS score of CLB4 and above, which is like 3.5 in listening, 4, 3.5, 3.5, like that. But that's of no use. Why did I say so? You will get to know later. Okay. Let us now try to go back to a place where we'll try to find out more about this one. Okay. Here you see, assess your eligibility, Government of Saskatchewan website. Here, education and training. If you have a master's degree or a doctorate, you get 23 points. So if you don't get extra points for having a PhD, you get same points for people who have masters and people who have doctorate. People who have a bachelor's degree, okay, they get 20 points. So here you can't benefit from having a dual degree, which you benefit when in your express entry. In express entry, if you have a dual degree, you get extra points for that. If you have a trade certificate, some kind of a trade certificate, you get 20 points. If you have a post-secondary, like high school diploma, you have a secondary, higher secondary diploma, you get 15 points. 10th standard or something equal to like that, you get 12 points. Okay, so I would like to get the highest possible points. So for that, 23. I have a master's, I get 23. I don't have it, I get 20. Okay, so you should try to get 23, otherwise it's extremely difficult. Here, work experience. For the first 5 years from here backwards, from 2021, you go backwards to 2016. The first 5 years from here onwards, you get 10 points for 5 years. It means you get 2 points for every year's work experience. There onwards, from the 6th year onwards, like 2016 to 15, and then 15 to 14, there onwards, you get 1 point for each year. So it means that for the next 5 years, you get 5. If you have 10 years of work experience, you get 15 points. And we want those 15 points. I'll tell you why. Okay. Then you have language eligibility criteria here. So for language ability, your first language, either English or French. So if you are an English speaker and you get a CLB 8 or above, you get 20 points. CLB 8 is 7.5 in listening and 6.5 in the other 3. So it's like 7.5, 6.5, 6.5, and 6.5. If you get that, you get CLB 8, which means 20 points. Anything less than that is CLB 7, provided that you don't go below 6 in any of the 4 modules. Okay, otherwise you'll go far below than that. And if you have knowledge of the other language like French, like if your primary language is English and your secondary language is French, and you have some knowledge of French and you appear for exam, then you get some score here, you get additional points. Okay, CLB 5, 4, 6, 7, based on that you get extra points. Age criteria, as I've told you, 18 to 21, I did not mention this because no one applies for PNP in that particular age, with a few exceptions. So basically 22 to 34 is the best category, wherein you get 12 points for your age. Most people applying for PNP are found in this age group because they are given up on their express entry pursuits, because they have crossed 33, 34 or 35 years of age. People who come to me, they are mostly of this age, 35 to 45. They get 10 points for their age. 46 to 50, as I've discussed, is 8. So up to here, you get 80 points maximum. Okay, maximum points 80 in this category. And how much should you score? You should try to score 70. How will you get 70? You get 70 in this way. See, I'll calculate. 23, I have a master's degree. 23, 15 for the work experience that I have. Okay, plus 20 for my CLB 8 English score. I don't have any points for French. I'm between 22 to 34, so 12 for that. I get 70 out of 80 points. That's the least now needed these days, because the cutoff is not going below that. Okay, and then if you have a job offer from Saskatchewan, you get 30 points for that. Okay, this is a dream come true, and believe me, it's extremely difficult. If someone tells you that I'll get you a job offer from Saskatchewan, you need to be skeptical about it. It's not easy. And if you have a close relative, blood relative, your brother, your sister, or your spouse's brother or sister, your father, or anything like that, okay, these categories, everything is mentioned here. Okay, you get 20 points for that connection. If you have worked in Saskatchewan, okay, in the last 5 years for at least 1 year, then you get 5 points for that. If you have studied in Saskatchewan in the past, you get 5 points for that, provided that you have studied for 1 academic year. Okay, in that case, you get 110 points. So let's say your age is not in the right place, like you are unfortunately too old, you are like above 46 or something like that, and still you have a relative there, you get 20 bonus points and you cross 80. That's a very big score. Okay, that in that way you get qualified. Let us go back to the slide. Okay, so why do I say you need to be around 70? Though the eligibility of 60 points is of 60, so 70 because of a reason. The reason is the draw. Okay, I'll take you back again. I have to do that. I'm sorry. I need to go back and forth because of this. I need to show you the draw. Just type in Google Saskatchewan Draw and you will land onto this page. Okay, 100% transparency is maintained by me here. I do like this with all the clients I deal with. I just show them everything so that they make an informed decision. You come down here and see EOI selection results. When you click on this, download SINP selection results, the draw, and a PDF file will open. Okay, you'll have a PDF file. It gets downloaded. See, it's downloaded here. Click on that. You can see about 2 to 3 years of data is available here. Okay, and you can see the lowest rank score. Leave this May 25th one. This is an exception. Why is it an exception? We'll discuss that later. 65. Other than that, you can see 70. 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 71, 71, okay, 70, 72, 72, 77, 77, 71. We have reached January. Okay, we have reached December. We have reached December. December gone. Okay, November 78, November 80, 68 in November. One time it was 68 in November 2020. And after that, no chance, no chance, no chance. 68 is somewhat of fighting total. Like, I would not suggest anyone to even apply for SINP if their score is below 68. Okay, if your score is below 68, I would suggest that you don't apply. Do something to increase your score, but don't waste your time being in the pool. Okay, you're going to waste your hard-earned money, time, and also your expectations and things like that, because this is a hope-based business. You Once you start the process, you build hopes, you dream about going there, and those get shattered. Not just the dreams of your own, but your entire family. As a family, you see the dreams of moving over there, and that's really difficult. So you can see this. And there's one more thing. This is the cutoff, and the other thing is on the right side. Okay, right side, other considerations. So people who belong to these occupations are only selected. So for example, my score in the pool is 75. I didn't receive an invite. Okay, though the cutoff was 70. I'm going to give you an example. My score is not 75. I'm not in the pool. Okay, but let's say my score is 75. I didn't receive an invite. The reason is that my occupation does not belong to any of these. Let's say, for example, I am a secondary school teacher, or let's say I am a pre-primary teacher. 4214 is the NOC. I can't find 4214 over here. Okay, 4214. No. 4214 is not present. Secondary school teacher 4031 is also not present over here. Okay, psychologist 4212 is also not 4212 is present. Yeah, okay, it's May 6th, they are present. In this way, you need to be that. So only people belonging to these occupations and having this score will be selected. So what should you do now? How do you make an informed choice? Choice is that you should find out whether you can reach 68, at least 68. Okay, this is the first thing you need to find out. Second thing, whether your occupation is shortlisted. Okay, do not rely on the agents. If you have a 62 score, they'll say 62, very good. Or many agents, I have seen the assessment report that the people bring to me, they wrongly calculate the score, CRS score as well, and the and this is and Saskatchewan SINP score. They wrongly calculate the score in order to somehow sugarcoat and falsely build hopes in the candidate that he should become more involved and inclined towards beginning the process, commencing the process with them. So therefore, you need to be very careful. Cross-check their assessment with these points. Okay, the eligibility criteria, which is mentioned clearly outlined by the government of Saskatchewan over here. Please cross-check their calculations here. Second thing, like, do you actually plan to go? If you want to, then you need to know that whether your occupation meets the requirement. How is that? Find out the occupation. You must know your occupation. Let's say your occupation is that of a civil engineer. Okay, civil engineers are not engineering is not a good profession to be actually if you are applying for PNPs. Okay, let's go here and see civil engineers. Okay, I'm going to type civil engineer. You see here, civil engineer 2131 is the NOC code, not code 32131. Now I'll show you a hack. Okay, see here, click on this button and you'll find the find tool. Find tool, type 21331. You'll see how many times this has appeared in the draw. Okay, it has appeared 25 times in the last 3 years. So it can be like out of the 100 draws that are present here, 25 times that has come up. And the latest it has come up in the month of May with 70, 2131 civil engineers. Okay, so that's something you can see. You can then ensure or plan that, okay, the frequency, you need to see the frequency of the or repetitions. Okay, this has come so many times, appeared so many times, I'm going to try. Teachers 4031 secondary school teachers. Okay, not even once. I'll go back here, I'll show you. Secondary, okay, school teachers, I was right, 4031, right? Okay, so if you are a secondary school teacher, you can see that it has not appeared even once in the last 2.5 years. Like that, you need to be very careful about that. If you are a pre-primary teacher, 4214, okay, 37 times. And last time it was in November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 6 months. Okay, 6 months ago, and it was 78. So you do not worry, 78, 80s are exceptional draws. Okay, but 68 is the minimum you should have, and 70 is the ideal score. This is how you need to find out. Look for your NOC, come here and search, see whether your NOCs are repeated. Do this calculation on your own and then go to people. Okay, so this 25th of May draw is an exceptional one, occupation and demand draw, OID draw, for people who do not have an express entry profile, who applied without express entry profile with low IELTS score for specific occupations. Like, these occupations are all under a specific category. Okay, you would hardly find people in this occupation. I'll just take you up here. You can see these occupations, very few, a handful of them. It's quite difficult to get into that. So this is how it is about PNP. Do not get trapped by people who say PNP, it's possible in PNP mein ho jayega. Please don't do that. Okay, make informed decisions, and to get such information, stay tuned, stay updated, follow me. Okay, and if you have any questions or queries, you can ask me on my WhatsApp, or else use the comment section of the video. Take care, have a nice day, and stay safe.